My name is Nora. I'm 34, and I hate flying. No matter how many times I remind myself it's safe, my palms sweat, my heartbeat rises, and I grip the armrests like the plane might fall any second. That morning, I was flying from Lisbon to Paris, a short flight, just under 2 hours, but it already felt like forever. The seat beside me was empty, and I thought, good, maybe I'll make it through this in silence. But then she appeared, a woman with a camera around her neck, rushing down the aisle, her hair messy from the wind. "Sorry, that's my seat," she said, catching her breath, smiling with that easy warmth only strangers seem to have. I stepped aside to let her in. She sat down, fastening her seatbelt. Her name, as I'd later learn, was Clara. Early 30s, shoulder-length blonde hair, soft gray eyes that seemed to hold stories. When the plane took off, I shut my eyes. She noticed. "You don't like flying, do you?" "Not really," I admitted, trying to smile. "Well then," she said gently, "I'll distract you." We started talking about travel, airports, how coffee never tastes right above the clouds. She told me she was a photographer. Portraits mostly, sometimes weddings, sometimes people who just cross my path. I told her I was an interior designer, traveling for work, though the truth was, I needed an escape more than a job. The turbulence started, light, but enough to make me tense. She leaned closer. "See? Just the clouds saying hello." I laughed, the kind of laugh that comes when fear and comfort mix in equal parts. Her voice calmed me, soft but sure. We talked about places that felt like home, about loneliness in beautiful cities, about how strangers are sometimes easier to talk to than friends. At one point, she lifted the window shade, letting sunlight spill across our hands. Her fingers brushed mine, by accident maybe, but she didn't move them away right away, and neither did I. When I looked at her again, she smiled. Slower this time, thoughtful. And for the first time in a long while, I wasn't thinking about where I was going, only about this small, suspended moment above the earth. The hours disappeared like clouds behind the wing. Clara showed me her camera, portraits of strangers, laughing, crying, waiting, living. One photo stood out, a woman on a train platform, eyes closed, wind in her hair. "It's not about beauty," she said. "It's about truth." I asked if she ever takes pictures of herself. She smiled softly. "No, I prefer reflections." When the captain announced descent, my heartbeat rose again, not from fear, but from the thought that soon this would end. She noticed. "You'll be fine," she whispered. "You've already survived the hardest part." Her hand brushed mine again, steady, grounding. For a second, I thought about asking for her number, but something told me, if it's meant to continue, it will. We landed smoothly. The cabin lights flickered, everyone reaching for their bags. Clara turned to me. "Coffee in Paris?" I froze, surprised. She'd asked first. I smiled. "I was hoping you'd say that." At the airport, we found a small cafe near the arrivals exit. We talked like old friends, like the flight hadn't ended at all. Time felt slower again, like the universe was giving us a few extra minutes. When she finally stood up to leave, she said, "I'm usually the one taking pictures of others, but today, I wish I had one of us." Then she leaned in and kissed my cheek. Soft, quick, but enough to make my pulse race. And then she was gone, swallowed by the crowd. A week later, I got an email. Subject line: "Found something beautiful." Inside was a single photo of me, taken mid-flight, light from the window soft on my face, smiling without fear. Under it, one line: "Not about beauty, about truth."